Please welcome New York Times publisher Arthur Sulzberger Jr.
Well, good morning, everybody. Thank you for being here this beautiful morning. And it's my pleasure to welcome all of you to the annual New York Times Cities for Tomorrow conference. Today, we are joined by a host of experts on the key drivers of success for cities around the world in a multiplicity of topic areas. Curated and led by some of our top journalists, the discussions today have been designed to reveal new insights and inspire innovative thinking. Whether you are initiating change in a large corporation or through an artistic endeavor, or investing in others who are creating change, we are confident that you will leave here stimulated by fresh perspectives and new ideas for growth. You, all of you today in our audience, hail from many areas of city leadership. You are VCs, you are head of cultural institutions, architects, developers, financiers, community developers, key decision makers on the most critical issues that will define the future of great cities. And you will be guided through today's events by some of my most talented colleagues at the New York Times. Charles Duhigg is a Pulitzer Prize-winning reporter for the Times and senior editor of Live Journalism. He is also a New York Times best-selling author. His latest book, Smarter, Faster, Better, explores the science and productivity of building teams at work. Genia Belafonte, who many of you heard last night, is the big city columnist for our Metro section. Her recent columns on New York City politics, on the NYPD, on Airbnb, and polarized retail culture versus big chain stores are must-reads and very, very relevant to today's discussions. 2 times Pulitzer Prize-winning Jim Dwyer came to the Times in 2001 as a reporter and became the About New York columnist in 2007. He's the author or co-author of 6 books. Makes you wonder when he has time to write for the New York Times, including most recently, the awesome, More Awesome Than Money, 4 Boys, 3 Years, and a Chronicle of Ideals and Ambition in Silicon Valley. Julia Muskin is a reporter for the dining section at the Times. She's written on a diverse array of subjects and has ghostwritten 9 cookbooks. She most recently published Cook Fight with Times colleague Kim Sefferson. Pulitzer Prize-winning William Rashbaum is a senior writer on the Metropolitan staff of the Times, where he focuses on political and municipal corruption, the courts, terrorism, and broader law enforcement topics. He has spent 3 decades writing about crime in New York, about the city's police department, and about the mob. It's perfect he works in Times Square, right? And finally, Alison Arieff is editorial director of the urban planning and policy think tank Spur. She has been a contributing columnist to the New York Times since 2006. In addition to what you will see and hear today from these fine journalists and our esteemed guests, the Times will also publish a special report later this week called Cities for Tomorrow. It's an example of the breadth of the New York Times' coverage on a variety of platforms, including this live forum. Before we begin, I'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsors without whom this conference would not be possible. To Hitachi American Limited, to the Rockefeller Foundation, the AARP, the Aetna Foundation, and BASF, my deepest thanks for supporting this very special event. Truly, we are delighted, all of us, that you are here with us today in the Times Center, a perfect venue in the heart of one of the most important cities in the world. As Frank Sinatra once so elegantly told us, it's a hell of a town. So enjoy the speakers and the journalists, and enjoy this day. And now I am honored to welcome to the stage the Governor of Colorado, John Hickenlooper, along with our co-host, Charles Duhigg. Governor?